It's suppressing other groups and controlling them so that you can survive. See, that's a glimpse of the next level. And turning loose and letting your entire species be wiped out because God told you so. But then right like that, you're resurrected in a second and already back. And that's just that's not even wisdom of God. That's more like low-level souls staring up from the third dimension to the fifth, sixth, seventh dimension and like beginning to try to even understand the mind of God. See, because it's an endless fractal permutation of mathematics compressed and then released and big bangs and implosions and just exploding, imploding over and over again to even understand that the main driver is total free will. But how do you exercise free will in a way that doesn't hurt others? And that's a big question. You are watching or you are listening to, either live or later on a podcast or a video somewhere, to the most restricted, most banned, most attacked radio/TV news program in the world. I don't say that with a lot of pleasure because it's not a fight I asked for. It's a fight that I was basically commissioned into by my conscience. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and we face the future. We face fulfilling our own destinies. I have seen in my life everything I've been through, everything God has allowed to happen to me as preparation for now where we are. And I've seen the hand of God in things. I know God's real. I know Jesus Christ is real. And I know that it's real for thousands of reasons, but particularly because of how the enemy and the globalists attack it and how they want to destroy it. And so I know that if I follow my spirit, if I follow my instincts, if I follow my discernment, that whatever happens, whatever God's plan is, I can't figure it out. But in the end, in hindsight, I go, God, that's incredible. That's God. When we say God, that's not blasphemy. That's some Baptist church telling that to make you guilty. They're Pharisees. When you go, God, when you see a beautiful vista in the Rocky Mountains of the Grand Tetons, or your child born, you go, God. Or you say, Jesus. Your heart means you love God. You're saying, God made this. Now, if you say curse somebody in God's name, then that's using the Lord's name in vain. Using God's name to curse somebody in the name of hurt this person, that's black magic. Even if you're using God's name. If you order God to do something in God's name, you don't order God to do anything. You say, God, whatever you think the better plan is, whatever there is, but if you could squeeze my kids in and protect them, please do it. If you can't, I understand. That's how you really pray to God. You don't tell God what to do. You just say, help me, I'm weak, I need help. Please give me guidance. Please direct me. You don't tell God what to do. But I know in these trials and tribulations we're going through right now that I feel the closest to God I've ever been. And I wouldn't really do anything different than I've done it because I can see the hand of God even on my mistakes. It's like in pool, they call it English, when you know how to hit a ball and make it spin and go in a different direction, hit another one. It's like I've done stuff that I didn't do. And it didn't seem like at the time it was making sense, but I was asking God to literally, I just go with my discernment, even if it doesn't sound right. And the more I do it, the more the enemy hates me. The more I just go with what my spirit says, the more the enemy just goes, this guy has to be shut down, because God doesn't take over your free will. You have to give your free will to God. And I've done it to a great extent. I'd say I'm like 90% turned over to God right now. I'd say most people who even try maybe are half. And I'm not bragging. I just know I'm really turned over. And it's like the understanding opens up so big. That's why you read, like in the Bible, people say, God, just take me home. I just want to be with you, who are super awake, because they've already got such a massive understanding that they don't even want to be here anymore. They're not suicidal. It's that they've already seen so far and so much that nothing on this earth matters anymore but their children and their souls. And it's the souls of the people and the souls of the children that we've got to protect. This earth is an amazing creation of God for us to live on and in this experiment, but it's only an experiment and a test for us. It will perish. It will, the earth will pass away. Just like an egg passes away when an embryonic bird grows in it, and it uses its egg tooth to crack out of it. And InfoWars is like the egg tooth. I don't even know everything on the other side. I just know there's a bigger picture. And so I'm like trying to get us out. You're trying to get us out. We're pecking on the egg. We're pecking on the shell. And we can already see light. But there's a spirit that wants us to die in the egg and never go to the next level. They want us to die in the cage, die in the cave. And I can tell you, it's not going to happen. A large measure of humanity will go to the next level. I just am not like a eugenicist who gets on a power trip about others that fail and feel big because they fall beside. Because just because you can understand this and then decide to try to control it, like we're about to be incredibly powerful, we're way more powerful than a human was 1,000 years ago. Not physically, but technologically. So just because you have glimpsed human potential means because others don't, you're going to dumb them down so they don't get the future? That is an elementary failure. The future is unlimited. The infinity symbol is unlimited. And you don't grasp infinity unless you realize that everyone can be part of infinity. It's a very low-level, third-dimensional, second-dimensional thing, competition. But the enemy tries to take competition out so that people are basically stunted and controlled so that they can compete and suppress you. But once you compete to a level breaking through that, then you realize that it was like training wheels. And now it's not even about competition. It's about, can you embrace, can you even begin to imagine the mind of God? Like, can you interface with this? And maybe you could take power on this level, but can you take power on the next level? Because you think you're not a Satanist at this level, but how about you experience this? And you think that would be like women or palaces or no, no, no. It's not having your planet wiped out. It's suppressing other groups and controlling them so that you can survive. See, that's a glimpse of the next level. And turning loose and letting your entire species be wiped out because God told you so. But then right like that, you're resurrected in a second and already back. And that's just that's not even wisdom of God. That's more like low-level soul staring up from the third dimension to the fifth, sixth, seventh dimension and like beginning to try to even understand the mind of God. See, because it's an endless fractal permutation of mathematics compressed and then released and big bangs and implosions and just exploding, imploding over and over again to even understand that the main driver is total free will. But how do you exercise free will in a way that doesn't hurt others? And that's a big question. So I said I get to all this news and Owen Schroyer's coming up with a loaded barrel and you'd think I'd be all ramped up, the president responding to us and, putting out little messages, The New York Times pointed out, this is an exact Alex Jones quote in the last tweet. Like, well, of course it is. But it isn't like Trump needed to like plagiarize me. You don't even get it. The point is that you think I'd all be amped up by that and like ready to go into the next attack. But it's not even like that. So I need to play Brian Stelter. I need to play this Mark Dice piece, but it's very hard for me to look at Lester Holt or him. It's not because I hate him. It's just, can you imagine the generations of people they came from? All their souls were lost. I mean, these are generational demons, man. These people are gone from birth. They're gone. And when you look at them, you realize that they are the black maw of hell. We'll be right back.